Deadman 1.
Like I'm the evilest motherfucker that ever existed, and that's not true.
Gates, you started it.
That's not true. Okay, well tell me how.
They're doing over at Broke Dick Farms. I don't give a fuck about. I hope the place goes under, and I don't give a fuck
About a week ago, I overheard a voicemail recording from my supervisor's office, and on that voicemail recording was the sound of a Southern man, a drunk Southern man, screaming and hollering about how an A-log was going to take his baby, threatening to take his baby, threatening to ride his motorcycle, his Harley, all the way over there to Virginia to take his baby to Richmond, Virginia. I thought nothing of it. But then, days ago, I was put in a situation where it was either be fired or be let go. Be fired or be let go. If I chose the be fired option, they wouldn't let me really use them as a reference, all that. So I chose to resign. Now, you can do with this information what you will, okay? You can choose to believe me. I've been nothing but honest with you guys. I've been nothing but honest, okay? I worked there for 7 years. For 7 years, I made timely contacts. I did everything I can to work with the families I worked with. And, there's all these external factors, all these factors in that job, a high stress, high pressure job. If you know what I did, CPS work, Child Protective Services. I think it's silly. I think it's an overreaction that there was a family that claimed I never made contact with them where there was evidence that I did, and then they let me go. They take their word. Talk about the department that always jokes and mocks about the families behind their back, which they do all the time, right? You know that to be true. But they're going to take their word over my word. Something else happened. I think it has to do with that voicemail. I think it very well much has to do with that freaking voicemail there. What did Ethan Ralph say? What did Ethan... Am I paranoid? Am I thinking it was Ethan Ralph? He was the one that was gloating. He was the one that was gloating on Twitter about it. He was watching me. I'm a nobody. No one knows who I am. I have a small channel. No one cares. But he was watching me. He was watching Gunt Wave. Anyway. You do with this information what you will. Some of you guys are better detectives than I am. Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe he has this win. He has this win right now. What am I supposed to do? What do I do now? Beg and grift for money? Join the ranks of other YouTube jobless YouTube bums? And grift hard on streams? Is that what I do now? What I do? I know one thing we can do. One thing we can do is we can make the Rage Piggy seethe. Apparently he watches me. Apparently, I think he got me fired. I think he put the word in with my boss and got me fired. I think we can make this Rage Piggy seethe. Seethe hard. Okay? He's watching me. He doesn't want to see me have any wins. He doesn't want to see me make money. He wants to see me struggle and squirm and I don't know, struggle. But I know you guys have my back. I know you guys have my back. I'll see y'all. I'll see you on the next Gunt Wave. Ethan Ralph got me fired.
Part of the gimmick of my show here, for I guess, whatever you want to call it, what I do here is I do drink a lot. Sometimes, some days I drink like a fish. Wake up in the morning, crack one open. But you can only do that if the alcohol doesn't control your life. If you're able to function, if you're able to be a good dad, hell, be a great dad, and have a full-time job, provide for your family, and function while drinking, then you're set.
Basically, I've been working my ass off to try to put on some good shows and stuff for you guys, so I hope you're excited. Let me start up Entropy because I don't think it's on. Powerchat.live/The Ralph Retort, Killstream.live/Entropy, Killstream.live/tip, $ Sunset Squad over on Cash App. Also, dollar super chats here on Odyssey.com/@The Ralph Retort, the flagship. Thank you guys so much. Also, follow Killstream Clips at Killstream Clips with a K. You can see it there on my Odyssey page. I've reblogged or retweeted, whatever the fuck, a couple of the videos from there. So subscribe to that. Also, cozy.tv/Ethan Ralph. Cozy has been an amazing injection of adrenaline to the Killstream and to Tequila Sunrise, as we saw last night. I had a lot of fun with that show. If you missed the Killstream last night, I would give it my highest recommendation. It was the 1000th episode of the Killstream, which I didn't hype up a ton because I got so much shit going on. And for me, I'm one of my trademarks is the big show, right? Like a mega show with all kinds of people on it. Those are the big events I like to do. I mean, Killstream.live/bowl itself is a mega show in real life in Dallas, Texas, April 2nd. But, and that's kind of what I wanted to do for Killstream 1000. And I was like, it was just, I just had Beardson on. Not an insult to Beardson. Was like, okay, it's a regular show. I didn't have time to set up a super show, so I'm just not going to promote it as Killstream 1000, really. Just talk about it a little bit on the show. And then it ended up being like a quintessential episode of the Killstream, and honestly, to me, it was like the perfect 1000th episode because it wasn't, we didn't have the super show, it wasn't Fuck Trovo Festival or anything like that. It was Beardson, my OG guy, OG buddy from back in the day, and a guy who I've argued with a couple times too. We mentioned that last night, and has been through the shit and the muck and the bullshit with me all these years. Been on the Killstream itself, several key moments, including when I got out of jail and this whole thing kind of started back up again. So I think it was very appropriate that it was Beardson last night, and we had some impromptu blood sports. So it was a lot of fun. Yes, Mark Collett's going to be on here at 1 p.m. In your perspective,
I think the answer from this is really shouldn't come from Nick. It should come from Beardson. The answer comes from Beardson. If Beardson was an honourable guy, he'd say, look, Nick, I'm not going to come to AFPAC. I'm not going to come to AFPAC. I'm not going to, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to disassociate from you because I'm somebody that's damaging your brand. That's what Beardson should do. The fact is, if you're an honourable person and you're screwing something up for the people you claim to love and support, maybe take a step back. And I'm not saying he should be, got rid of for life or, he's got no future ever again. But ultimately, what you can see is that anyone who sits next to Beardson at AFPAC is going to have their association with Beardson thrown in their face to some degree.
All right, now let me see. By the way, this crazy guy who's made like 500 videos of me, this is hilarious.
What is he coming on?
No. He's made all these videos. He's made all these videos, and then he made it. So I'm doing this weight loss thing with Surfer, and I didn't even know this guy was involved. I guess he knows him too, and he got him involved. And so I happened to see his channel, and I saw that he had posted a video about the weight loss thing, and he mentioned that he got fired in the video. And so I think I talked about this guy maybe twice in like 3 or 4 years. He's been trying to get my attention. And so I saw it. I just happened to see it for that reason. And I put out a tweet Hold on, I'll switch over. It's a picture of the guy's face. It was at 5 a.m. I shouldn't have even been up. This is why I was late this morning. I was fucking my website and shit. I'll switch over to Tequila Sunrise branding so we can see it real quick, and we'll switch back to Mark in a sec. I put this out. It says, this dumbass has literally made around 500 videos on me. It's his whole channel, and he's not very successful at it, which is true. I think he may have brain damage, which I believe to be true as well. I said, this is his face immediately after he told his audience a couple of days ago that he just got fired. Tough break. Press P to piss. And then I've changed it to from piss to pray mid word there, obviously, for comedic effect.
Look, I'm not down with all the drama, Ethan. So you're gonna have to. I've got into the habit of not calling you Ralph. You're gonna have to sort of very quickly red pill me on why this man is making 500 videos on you.
Well, because he has no other discernible skill, Mark. You know what I mean? Like,
what have you done to him?
Well, I don't know. He used to watch the show, like many of these mentally ill people, and he stopped liking it for whatever reason, or he didn't like something I did, or he thought we were friends and we weren't, or I didn't respond to his DM on time, or I said something cross to him on Twitter one day, and it becomes a blood feud for these people because they're, you mentioned crabs earlier. They're lower than crabs. They're like snails, slugs. You understand?
We should have like an animal hierarchy.
Yeah. The slug, I think, would be a way to put it.
I saw people saying that.
Well, so I mean, if you have no talent, I'm putting on shows, dude. I have a guest list, long as my leg here, this last couple weeks, and events and all this. Well, this guy doesn't do any of that. He turns on his camera and cries about me. Now there happen to be a lot of people who hate me, so he doesn't do well, I guess.
There are quite a few people who dislike you, Ethan,
right?
and I don't really get this. Other than the reason I don't get this is because you're always quite affable, really. I mean, generally speaking, I know you're a bit of a div when you get drunk.
True.
But I don't hang around with drunk people. I wouldn't sort of be around you when you were drunk because I can't stand being around drunk people. They're just great on me. So my advice to people is, Ethan is a nice guy. He's pretty affable. He's very easy to get on with. I like chatting to him off stream as well and giving him a bit of fatherly advice. But just ignore him when he's drunk, and then everyone's going to be happy.
Well, that's not bad. That's not a bad take there, I'd have to say. But anyway, this guy, his max video would be like 1K. Which, that's nothing to sneeze at for a small YouTuber or whatever. But it's not. He's not killing the game or whatever.
Somebody in the chat say Collette's wondering why he hasn't got a hater channel or something like that. Oh dear. Do I have a hater channel?
So anyway, I saw this video. I'm going to play it because it's only like a minute long. He's doing his weigh-in. By the way, I'm about to drop a hellacious amount of weight, and I don't want to say anything else about it. It's about to happen. I've lost 100 pounds before, and I'm well on my way now. I'm back on my restrictive diet shit, and I'm about to lose a ton of weight. So anyway, I don't want to talk about it because there's no need. You hear fat people talk about it. You just wait till you see it. Now, let me find his video. Anyway, I'll tell you, his payoff now is that, hold on. I'll play his video first. Now, you saw my tweet, right? That was at 5 a.m. Let me play the weight loss video, okay? Now, this is what got me to put my tweet out. He's trying to say I got him fired now, by the way, which I got to admit did not happen, obviously. But what I will say is, for a retard like this, it's a pretty good grift. It's a pretty good idea for him to say that, even though I have no way of getting him fired. I don't know who he is, his real name, or anything like that. But I'll give him credit that this is a good scam.
How's it going? Mr. Deadman here. Punt the Gunt. I think week 6. This is week 6? Not sure anymore. No, I've been failing. Let's see how much I weigh now.
Let's skip this a little bit. No.
I lost some.
He's 241. I weighed in at just over 265 today. So
I lost some
hoping
pounds.
to be under 265 tomorrow.
Some pounds.
Which would be down 5 since last Friday. So like I said, yeah, I'm on a mission at this point.
Well, what can I say? But if I stay on this, if I do what I did last week, this week, and next week, I'll be losing weight. Can't be eating out anymore. Lost my job. So, there's that. Yay. I'm now
Tough.
just another jobless beggar on the internet.
Well, in your case, it would be jobless because, I mean, you're not doing anything except talking nonsense about me, right? Like, I mean, in my case, it's a job because I put a lot of effort.
I don't think he understands the dynamic.
Right.
That you actually have a show and hosting the show is your job.
Right.
So you're not exactly jobless on the internet.
No.
You are performing your job on the internet. Whereas he, however, had a job and he had a hobby. And the hobby was ranting about you and your job.
Right.
And now he doesn't have a job. So he's got more time to rant about you and your job. And, you know.
That's right.
Probably not having a job will help him with his weight loss because now he's coming
That's right. He may beat me in the contest now. Now let me play this. I'm honestly, I didn't see this coming at all. But like I said, I have to give him credit. I have to give him credit for going with this angle. I really do. But I'm interested to see how he's going to make up me getting him fired, right? Like, because I don't know who he is. I know his name on YouTube. I've known him for a while because he's like weird, and I've seen some of his clips. He's like, you know, I won't like a harmless nutcase, right? And I'm like, okay, I've seen him like saying some nonsense or whatever, but I don't know anything else about him besides that, and that he used to watch the show because I remember, not for any major reason, it's just because I remember reading his name out on a super chat here and there. That's literally all that I know about this guy, period.
About a week ago, I overheard a voicemail recording from my supervisor's office, and on that voicemail recording was the sound of a Southern man, a drunk Southern man.
By the way, he says as he takes a swig out of a massive Maker's Mark bottle, this guy's a bigger drunk than I ever could be, honestly. That's another part of it, which is kind of strange. I was... happened to be, like I said, and I could say why I was. There's another reason that he interviewed some folks involved in a family court dispute with me as well last week. So I had seen. That's why I also had heard about it, right? And so I was going through. Not that I didn't even watch that one. But I was like, what is he saying on this other stream while I was looking on his channel and the weight loss and all that? And he had said that he was going through the steps of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, while he was so drunk he could barely even read the steps of AA, telling me that I need recovery. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, I was like, I can see a fellow traveler when I say it. I was like, maybe you need to back off a little bit, sir. But anyway, let's listen. Of course, keep in mind, there's no evidence whatsoever. He's just divining this out of thin air, I want to point out. He's saying that he overheard a voicemail from his supervisor last week. That he overheard James Bond style. Mark, how would he have heard this voicemail? Against his super, does he have access to his supervisor's voicemail? Was it so loud that it was blaring through the hallways of the office? Was it, you know what I mean? Does he use a voicemail like an answering machine, like it's with a tape in it, like back in the day? And he took that tape that nobody uses anymore, by the way. Like, how could he have heard this voicemail, Mark? Just let's look at that first, and I'm going to play the rest.
It's a good story, isn't it? You know, he wants to paint you as the bad guy. The weird thing is, with some of these people who decide they dislike you, they become attached to you. And
yeah. He loves me.
It's almost like...
He does.
It's strange. They like you for some... They really like you, but then you say something that makes them dislike you. But then... It's really difficult to explain. So, okay, if you're going out with a woman... and you basically dump her. Sometimes she can go insane and she begins stalking you, contacting your friends, trying to wreck your social life, threatening your new girlfriend when you get one, lets herself into your place and cuts up your clothes because she's mad and she wants to take things out on you. And this kind of behavior is usually exhibited by someone who has been in love with someone else. And what happens is when the love is not reciprocal, when that person is told that, you know, the other person in the relationship doesn't love them and they want to break up, the love that person feels then twists and it becomes hate, it becomes obsession, it becomes dangerous. And there's a real parallel that can be drawn between jilted lovers and fans like this who go mad. Now, this guy obviously felt, for one reason or another, that he had some kind of deep and meaningful bond with you. He watched your show, he enjoyed your show, he felt a kinship for you, and one day you did or said something that actually
Wounded him.
Wounded him. And from that point, he became like a spurned lover. And you were obviously such a big feature in his life at one point that once you told him that you'd rejected him in some way, no matter how small or trivial that was to you, it was a big thing for him. And he became like that poisonous ex. And I'm sure that if he could get into your house, he would cut your clothes up. I'm sure that if he knew where your car was, he'd slash the tires. These people are weird. And this is the kind of thing that is more prevalent on the internet than it would be in real life.
Sure.
Real life friendships, real life interactions don't very often lead to this kind of madness unless it's a really intense relationship where people are in love and then the love breaks up in a bad way. But for people to act like this is a real internet thing. I was talking earlier about how, certain things that happen or are said on the internet or certain things that transpire on the internet don't really translate very well to normality or real life. And this is another one of those instances. It's a bizarre occurrence, and I don't know. I've seen it happen to numerous people. Rather than just turning off and watching another show, he then dedicates his life to ruining your show, destroying your livelihood, and hopefully, in his mind, seeing you crash and burn because he has some deep, meaningful relationship with you that was never reciprocated. It's quite sad, really.
You know what? That is the best description of that phenomenon, the one we've been discussing here, obsessive people who turn from love to hate, basically, that I've ever heard. And so I'm going to clip that out. Just spoiler alert, because that was so on the money. And I saw even people in Cozy Chat who 5 minutes ago were saying you're full of shit. Not in agreement. Not in agreement to what you said there, right? Because that's so spot on. It's just perfectly said, sir. So now we'll hit the super chats in a minute. Let me finish this dumbass's video because I'm interested. I gotta give him credit. He's got me interested in what he's gonna say here. So let me switch back over. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. So there I am on the full screen. All right, let's do this.
Screaming and hollering about how an A-log was going to take his baby, threatening to take his baby, threatening to ride his motorcycle, his Harley, all the way over there to Virginia to take his baby to Richmond.
What? What is he talking about?
Virginia. I thought nothing of it.
This guy. Oh my God.
But then, days ago, I was put in a situation where it was either be fired or be let go. Be fired.
That's the same thing, mate. That's literally the same thing. You're put in a situation where they're going to fire you or let you go. Yeah, the only difference, buddy, is if you're going to be fired or if you're going to be made redundant. That is a difference because redundancy is something which is a sort of legal term because your position has been abolished. But basically, your options were, buddy, you're getting fired or you're getting fired.
Right, exactly. I was gonna say, that's the same thing, isn't it? All right. By the way, it's clearly full of shit. Is he going to try to make this a comedy bit? Like, he can't be serious with it. Anyway,
If I chose to be fired option, they wouldn't let me really use them as a reference, all that. So I chose to resign. Now, you can do with this information what you will. Okay?
This guy is crazy.
You can choose to believe me. I've been nothing but honest with you guys.
It doesn't make sense in any regard whatsoever, by the way. But let's continue.
Nothing but honest. Okay.
Yeah. Honesty. The pillar of honesty. Does he even remember making this video?
I think it's...
I'll be a reference for him. Yeah,
I worked there for 7 years. For 7 years, I made timely contacts.
Well, hopefully you got a big Rolodex. Maybe you can.
But anyone who's been working for a company for 7 years would not be able to be instantly fired. If you've been working for a company for 7 years, they have to give you reasonable grounds to fire you. And if your position is being abolished, you get what's known as redundancy, where you get a payoff because your position is no longer tenable in the company due to downsizing, etc. What this guy is basically saying, he's just making up a load of crap. I can imagine, if you knew these people and you heard the other side of the story, they probably found some real horrific shit on his computer, or he probably turned up at work drunk every day, or everyone was just getting bored of him in the cafeteria talking about his ex-love Ethan Ralph, and at that point, they finally snapped and got rid of him. But there's something that's not right here. But he is trying to weaponize this quite cleverly in a way that he hopes will both do you harm and possibly earn him a few donations.
Right, he's trying to get a few donos, and it's wild. Anyway, let's put
Everything I can to work with the families I worked with, and there's all these external factors.
I just like that what he came up with, because I was like, what's going to be his evidence? What he's going to say was, I overheard a voicemail from my supervisor. That is one of the most dumb, retarded things I could have said. Like, he could have said, I saw a piece of paper, or I saw Ralph send an email, or they forwarded me or accidentally forwarded me the email. See, I'm better at lying than him. They accidentally forwarded me the email, the HR complaint that they got, and this and that. That sounds much more believable. It's still bullshit, but it sounds much more believable than, I overheard a voicemail. That makes no fucking sense. Okay, I'm going to play the rest.
Tip as well, Ralph. It's not a good boast to tell people that you're a master class at lying.
Well, I mean, you just
for you there, buddy.
Well, no, I mean, just
honest, Ralph.
Well, no, it's true. I'm being honest. Like, I'm better. Anybody would be. Just think about the construction of his story. Is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the construction of his story was weak. It was on the level of
if you're kicking up
when you walk into the room and
like,
there's red pen all over the wall, and you say, Sophia, there seems to be an awful lot of red pen on the wall, and there is a red pen by your foot. Do you know who did this?
Yeah.
No.
Have no clue. Yeah, it's literally, it's like a child came up with it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying from the perspective of, if I had a lie that I was trying to sell, right? If I was cooking up a story, that would not have been the nexus of it. All right, now let me finish this up. Okay.
These factors in that job, a high stress, high pressure job. If you know what I did as CPS work, Child Protective Services. I think it's silly. I think it's an overreaction that there was a family that claimed I never made contact with them where there was evidence that I did.
Oh, wait. Oh, so this is the real reason he got fired.
The truth, he got sacked. He was
No.
working for the Child Protective Services. He didn't look after somebody who was meant to be protecting.
Okay, so this is the real reason he got fired.
It's a bit far-fetched. In his mind, it's more far-fetched to believe that he didn't do his job than it is to believe that you were ringing his supervisor and he accidentally overheard the voicemails being played through a megaphone. Yeah, this guy is
Well, he just told why he got fired. It's like,
get him on the show. Get him on the show.
You know what? I kind of do at this point, because it's like, you just let the cat out of the bag. That's why you got fired, because you didn't follow up with the family when it's your job to fucking be on the guard. It might be a life or death situation, Mark. You know what I mean? Some of these cases they take that's kind of a serious gig. You know what I mean? And so if you miss an appointment or you don't follow up, child could get raped or hurt or something. Some of these are serious situations. Anyway.
Silly. I think it's an never made contact.
He's pulling up a chair.
Where there was evidence that I did.
Well, apparently not very strong evidence. So, that evidence was a lot stronger than your evidence, quote unquote, against me, for sure.
And then they let me go.
I'll play the other ship chats too. One got skipped. I'm playing them all.
The department that always jokes and mocks about the families behind their back, which they do all the time.
Oh boy, watch out! Watch out. So he's going to end up getting sued, by the way. He's fucking up talking that shit about a government. If he works for the government, it sounds like he does, obviously. Be careful, sir. This goes on, and I don't like you, obviously. I think you're an idiot, and I wouldn't care if you got hit by a bus later today. But just to have a little charity towards you, be very careful what you're saying, because you can get fucked over bad. Whatever severance you have might go out the window. You're retarded big time. Very big time. I can't even imagine what you're thinking.
Government that always jokes and mocks about the families behind their back, which
Wow.
they do all the time, right? You know that to be true.
I mean, I do
They're
know that to be
their
true.
word
Yeah, probably.
over my
But
word. Something else happened. I think it has to do with that voicemail. I think it very well much has to do with their
oh yeah, the voicemail.
freaking voicemail there. What did Ethan Ralph say?
Nothing.
What did Ethan? Am
I like the way he's
paranoid? Am I
burping
thinking with you?
mid-sentence because he's half cut.
What is this? Is
That just adds to the level of authenticity. Just a little burp. Just, you know, he's trying to look really sort of somber. You know, I can't believe this is being done to me. And then his eyes sort of roll a bit and he just belches whatever he's been drinking.
this shit is keto. I'm so glad I played this. Honestly, I got to say, this is fucking hilarious in every right way. All right, now let me finish it because there are a couple super chats. I want to get to those.
If anyone's super chatting, so I'll talk about this in a minute. If anyone's super chatting about something.
Okay.
Ethan Ralph? He was the one that was gloating? He was the one who was gloating on Twitter about it?
I did gloat on Twitter about it, sure. Because
He was watching me.
I did. You're in a weight loss contest with me. That's.
I'm a nobody. No one knows who I am. I have a small
I do.
channel.
Well, you
No one
made
cares.
500 videos
But he
about me. How would I not know who this guy is?
He was watching me. He was watching Gun Wave.
I saw a little bit of it last night, yeah.
Anyway. You do with this information what you will.
Sure. Do what you will.
Some of you guys are better detectives than I am. Yeah.
All you guys, I would say, but
You know what? Well, I don't know. I
tough.
can't believe this is happening.
That's tough.
I can't.
I actually kind of feel bad for this guy now. I don't know.
I can't believe he has this win. He has this win right now. What am I supposed to do?
You should probably kill yourself, I'd
Get
say.
yourself a quality CV. That's where it's.
Okay, that's better advice. You're right.
What do I do now? Beg and grift for money?
What happened here?
Join the ranks of other YouTube jobless YouTube bums and grift hard on streams?
Grift harder.
Is that what I do now?
You gotta step it up, brother.
What do I do?
You're in the deep end now.
I know one thing we can do. One thing we can do is we can make the rage piggy seethe. Apparently he watches me.
I'm watching you now. I'm oscillating between he's taking the piss and he's being serious. I can't really tell. He's so drunk and he's not laughing though when he's saying he's deadpanning it. If it's a bit, then it's like a complete deadpan, right? So I can't really say one way or the other. Now it's so preposterous that hopefully it's a bit, honestly, because I can't. It's insane. But
Put the word in with my boss and got me fired. I think we can make this rage piggy seethe hard. Okay?
think
He's
so?
watching me. He doesn't want to see me have any wins. He doesn't want to see me make money.
I'm thinking I know where this is going to end up, Mark. Where you should give him money to own Ralph. You should give that guy money. I think that's.
Do you
where
think
it's
that's where it's going to end?
Well, let's see. We only have a little bit
Let's
left.
see.
Let's see.
He wants to see me struggle and squirm and I don't know, struggle. But I know you guys have my back. I'll see y'all.
I'm sure.
I'll see you on the next Gunt Wave. Ethan Ralph got me fired.
Perfectly logical video there. Well, I'll let the
I like
audience.
the way he calls it Gunt Wave as well. That's quite.
Yeah.
He's really is mining the true depths of.
Yeah.
Well, he's just pathetic. That has got to be one of the saddest things I've ever
That honestly, you know what? It's sad.
Genuinely, that guy. In a way, if we were going to cut through, the rubbish and just stop laughing at him and just look at it as it is for a second, that is sad. The guy obviously is so invested in internet drama, in sitting at home, getting drunk and seething over you because of some imagined relationship he had with you. His life's ruined. In a very real sense, this is what internet culture and living your life, watching endless streams and being invested in internet drama does for many people. It does damage people. People need to get out in the real world and do healthy things. Go out, meet some women, get to the gym, go and do something fun. Buy yourself a mountain bike. I don't care. But just do something in the real world. Investing all your time and effort in online drama, for the vast majority of people, that doesn't end well for them. I mean, it's ending okay for you because obviously you're the top of the pile. But I mean, he's significantly further down the pile to the point where I feel it will only ever end in disaster.
Well, it sounds like he should have been focusing on his job rather than doing, late night ranting streams about me while he drank himself half to death. And again, I don't criticize. I've had a few drinks myself. But it is what it is. And honestly, I'm gonna continue probably to laugh at him. But by the end of the video, I was feeling bad for the guy. To be quite real with everybody, because I mean, he's clearly torn up. The reason I took the photo and put it out is because he looked like like his tears were welling up in his eyes. And this is a guy who's trying to kick me when I was down at every opportunity, basically. And I'm the type of guy to return the favor, Mark. You know how I am. It's like, okay, now it's time. All right, motherfucker, it's time to kick you in the face, right? Like, it's all right. That's what it is. You had a lot of fun at my expense, and that's your right, certainly. But what goes around comes around, and I'm the type of motherfucker who sits by the riverbanks for a long time. I'm going to be here for a long time. I've been here for a long time already. And your ass will float back down the other direction, and I will get a chance to get my licks in, and it always works like that. And he's a nobody anyway. It's not like he's killing the game, but he's been talking shit for so long. Of course I'm going to talk shit back when he's down. But that being said, I feel bad for him. Like, it seems like it fucking kind of ruined his life, losing his job there. So, if I would be advising him, it would be to, like you said, get his CV together, put the makers down, put the bottle down like I've done. You notice how much hard work I've been doing, how many shows I got booked, how we have way more guests, and I'm booking events and all that shit. Well, there's a reason for that. I have a lot more free time on my hands and a lot more lucid time on my hands. And when you're drinking and partying, that's what you're doing, right? Like, it takes up a lot of your time during the day is really one of the main problems with it. And so, anyway, that would be my advice to him. Put the bottle down. Go get your CV ready, as they say. And good luck to you, sir. I didn't expect you to spin that, but I got to give you credit. Even though I don't give you credit for the story you told, because just any thought at all, you can hear how preposterous it is. And he also, in that same video, outs the real reason he got fired too. That was another thing. It's like, well, you just told us why you got fired. It's because you didn't follow up with that family. If I was trying to convince people, I would have left that part out, Mark. It wasn't a very good piece of persuasion, as Scott Adams would say. You know what I'm saying, right? This wasn't anyway. So, good luck to you. Deadman won.
I just got a free cheeseburger bite and I just picked it up and ate it.